Hey folks, welcome to Betting 101. A lot of people have asked me, what is handicap betting? How does it work? Moneyman, I hate that name, but I mean, Moneyman, how do you explain handicap betting? So today I'm going to try and explain handicap betting in the most simplest way I can. First of all, if you're having problems with handicap betting, don't stress. I didn't know handicap betting years ago, and everybody has to start and learn somewhere. So this video is for you guys, and it's quite simple. If you look at a rugby game, say the Crusaders and the Sharks this weekend, if you look at in terms of the team, the Crusaders are heavily favored in this game. So the bookies, they have a handicap system where they say, okay, in order to make it interesting for gamblers, how do we get an even playing field? Well, the only way to get an even playing field on such a game that's so disparate in terms of abilities. Sorry, Shark fans, but I mean, that's the reality here at home. The Crusaders are huge favorites. So what they do is they give the Sharks points. They give them points in order to get them level to what they think is a good amount of points where the game can be fair to the punter. In this game, they've determined that 22.5 points, and don't let the half confuse you, that's just a number. They're saying that 22.5 points gives these guys a level playing field, and that the Crusaders are 22.5 points better than the Sharks. Now, if you agree with that and think that the Crusaders are 22.5, 23, 24, then you're obviously going to back the Crusaders. If you think that 22.5 gives it more balance to the Sharks, then you'll be someone that's going to back the Sharks. So here's the simplest way to look at this handicap system. Crusaders and Sharks. Now, if there was no handicap, everybody on Super Brew would be, I imagine 97% of the people will be picking the Crusaders in Super Brew. Unfortunately for gamblers, Super Brew has no logic when it comes to gambling. The bookies have said 22.5 points is where we think that the game needs to balance out. And so you're either a seller or a buyer of that, depending on who you want to bet. If you think the Crusaders are going to hammer them by 30, 40 points, then you're going to be looking to back the Crusaders, which means that the Sharks start at 0 before the game. And theoretically, they're saying that you're starting with minus 22.5 points, which means in betting parlance that you're giving the Crusaders minus 22 points to overcome. So how do you win your bet if you bet on the Crusaders? It's quite simple. The Crusaders have to win the game by 23 or more points. That is as simple as it gets. So in order for them to overcome a minus 22.5 deficit, they're going to have to score 23 points. It's that simple. The opposite is true. If you think that the Sharks, the 22.5 points to the Sharks is great value and that's a lot of points they're not going to lose by much. So you think maybe they're going to lose by 10 or 15 or 16. So then you're going to be taking, it's called taking the points, which means that the game starts theoretically in your mind, and you can get a piece of paper if you want to simplify it. You're taking 22.5 points on the Sharks. So as the game kicks off, the Crusaders are at 0 and you've got 22.5 points on the scoreboard. So the only way that you can lose that bet is if the Crusaders win by 23 or more points. So you win that bet if the Sharks lose by 22, 21, 20, 19, and we all know what we go back to 0. If the Sharks win, draw, or lose by any amount under 23, you win that bet. So it looks a bit daunting and stuff like that. So I haven't done our video for this week, and I don't know if we'll get around to it, but the big game that I like is the Jaguars and the Stormers. So let's go through that one. Jags and Stormers. So a lot of people, when I looked at this game, I thought the Jaguars were going to win by 5. When I looked at doing my handicapping myself, I said Jags by 5. So when I see the Jags by minus 2.5, I think that offers great value. So I want to bet on the Jaguars to win by more than 2.5 points. So what do? I am going to lay the 2.5 points. Laying is just a betting term. And so the game starts like this, -2.5 to 0 on the scoreboard, which means that for me to win my bet, the Jaguars have to win by 3 or more. It's that simple. 3, 5, 6, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, it doesn't matter. As long as they win by 3 or more points, I win my bet. A lot of Stormers fans out there are pretty stubborn this year, and some of them might be fancying that 2.5 points, hell, the Stormers are going to win outright. So if you want to take all handicap betting on the side I bet on is 9 to 10, which means that you put down 10 Rand and you win 9 Rand back plus your 10 Rand equals 19 Rand. So if you're going to be backing the Stormers this weekend on the handicap system, you're going to be taking 2.5 points, which means that the score starts at 0 and 2.5. So for you to win your bet on the Stormers, all you need for them to do is not lose by 3 or more points. It's that simple. So if they win, draw, or only lose by 1 or 2, you win your bet. If they lose by 3 or more, you lose your bet. It's that simple. So if you guys have any questions, please send them on my Facebook page. This will be posted onto my Facebook, and it'll be posted onto www.moneymansa.co.za under betting tips 101. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I made it plain for you. If you have any questions and you need me to explain it further, please send me a message. Thanks, guys.